Shalom, everyone. It's so nice to have an opportunity to greet you and say a few words and present to you a Sephardic Pizmon shortly on this wonderful, innovative summer program for Sephardic Adventure Camp. I just want to say a thank you to Rabbi Pollack for inviting me to participate in this. I'm happy to do so and honored to do so and having this opportunity. Before I do the Pizmon, I wanted to just say a few brief words about the camp experience when I was a youngster. I think I attended camp for maybe 10 or 11 years in a row. I was a camper, a CIT, a counselor, and even one of the camp directors. And each year, my friends and myself would look forward to camp, I think from the beginning of the school year. We couldn't wait until June came because that's when camp used to start. It was the first Shabbat after school ended in the summertime. And we forged lifelong friendships. We had such a great experience, social, educational, recreational, communal. There was nothing like Sephardic camp growing up. Shabbat was a beautiful day at camp as well, especially when the weather cooperated, the blue skies, and parent volunteers would come to camp to help out on Shabbat. And it was just a glorious time for the camp community. We would be able to socialize with our friends, with the camp leadership, with the parents who came up, and it was just a wonderful time. One of the most beautiful pizmonim that we sing on Shabbat, and we probably sang it at camp as well, although I don't remember for sure, but we certainly sing it in our Seattle Sephardic community on Shabbat. It's Seudah Shlishit, and it's even part of the musical liturgy in the synagogue. And the song is Deror Yikra. It speaks of freedom, and freedom and Shabbat are an appropriate match because on Shabbat we are free to take a break, to rest from the mundane between Sunday and Friday. We stop on Shabbat and enjoy the beauty of the Sabbath, a time to be with our family, a time for prayer, a time for socializing, a time for study, and a time for just enjoying the beautiful day of Shabbat. Deror Yikra. Deror Yikra leven imabat, vein sorchem kemo vavat, naim shimchem velo yushbat, shevu nuchu beyom Shabbat. Derosh navi ve'ulami, ve'oti yashasei mi, neta sorek בתוך כרמי ששבת בני עמי דרך פורה בתוך בוצרה וגם בבל אשר גברה נצות שרי ואף ועברה שמע קולי ביום אקרא אלוהים תן במדבר הר, הדס שיטה בראש תדהר, ולמזהיר ולנזהר, שלום ימתן כמנהר. הדוח קמי חי אל קנה, במוג לבב ובמגינה, ונרחיב פה ונמלנה, לשוננו לחרינה. דחוכמה לנפשך, ויכתר לראשך, נצור מצוות קדושך, שמור שבת קודשך. Thank you and shalom.
Hi everybody, I am Chana, Adatto Shefa, and I'm a former director at Sephardic Adventure Camp for 5 years, and the proud daughter of 2 alumni parents from SAC. And when I was thinking about the wonderful things about SAC and what makes it special and wonderful stories, so many things came to mind. And one story that really stood out in my mind that I tell as often as I can, and for those of you who lived the Rogananda year, I'm sure you have also, but there was one year that when we switched out of Camp Bishop and we were trying out a new camp, Camp Rogananda, 4 hours away. We got up to the campsite, and about 2 hours into packing, we get a phone call from the fire police that there's a forest fire nearby, and it was 1 mile away from camp, and we had to evacuate really quickly. And very soon afterwards, we realized that camp would not happen at Camp Rogananda, and we needed to make a new plan B. It was a crazy summer. Our entire staff packed up our frozen meat and everything that we had, slept in a church overnight. We found new campsites, and we slept at Seattle University, and it was crazy. But the most wonderful thing that happened was, with everything gone to flames, we needed to all sit together as a staff and as a team and think about what do we do now? And how can we make Sephardic Adventure Camp just as wonderful, if not more wonderful? And kind of figure out what things are going to go to the wayside and what are going to be the most special thing, and really kick it out of the park that summer. And it was a summer where we birthed this idea of the nonas. This was Chacham Aryeh's his planning, and we all sat together and thought about ways to share traditions and share great stories about different Sephardic cultures. So we made a 4 or 5 part series, short skits. Marilyn Gladstein as Estrella, and Esther Almo as Chanula, and there were these 2 Sephardic women from different places, and very much like, who are you? What is this, a baraka? Is this a balema? You call this biscochos? What is that? And Esther's husband was Jeffrey Owen, whose name was Chako, and he had this big belly and this great accent, and they both just exemplified, Turkish and different Turkish traditions and different Greek traditions, and they were so funny, and they brought such lightness and humor to our summer. There was one scene that I'll never forget where Chako, Jeffrey, sneezes, and at the same time Esther and Marilyn turn to each other and say, "Bivas!" They're like, "Oh, you also say Bivas?" And then Jeffrey sneezes again, and they both say at the same time, "Kreskas!" which may you flourish. Oh, you also know it. And then Jeffrey sneezes a 3rd time, and Esther says, "And Florentas." And Marilyn says, "You say that. Where we come from, I say, may you grow." And Esther says, "Have you seen a Chako? I don't want him to grow anymore." And people burst out laughter because everybody's Nona and Papu have similarities and things just like that, and interactions just like that. It really hit home. And it highlighted the fact that Sephardic Adventure Camp is this place where people from different communities and different Sephardic cultures come together, and they learn and they love each other like family. They might say bivas or kreskas or bolemas or biscochos or barakas, and yours has spinach in it and yours has onion in it, but it doesn't matter. Sephardic Adventure Camp is that place where pride is worn on your sleeves and where love is in everything that we do. And that is the most special thing.